Hello everybody. I wanted to do this video to illustrate that there's not necessarily a need to replace the Broadway Limited Paragon 2 or Paragon 3 decoders unless you personally prefer lock sound or soundtracks or wow sound or whatever, and you prefer their performance. Personally, I like the Paragon 2 and the Paragon 3 sound and the features and what the Broadway Limited brought to the table with locomotives. But when I purchased the, let's see here, what is it? It's the Light Mikado Canadian National. I believe it was this one. It could have been the heavy, or it might have been my heavy Pacific, I can't remember. But needless to say, I have a couple of Paragon 3 locomotives now. Might have been my Pacific, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway, when I got this, I bought it secondhand, the one that gave me problems. And I think it ran okay forward. Most of the functions seemed to work okay, but when I popped it, I think in reverse, it went full on forward. So the functionality wasn't working well. I tried resetting the decoder with CV8, writing 8 to CV8, and it didn't work. And doing some digging on the Broadway Limited website and the YouTube page, I found a 7-year-old video on how to do a hard reset with the Paragon decoders. So basically, in the Mikados, in the Pacifics, there's a way to hard reset if something's not working. And I ended up catching a video of, I believe, a fellow Canadian upgrading a Broadway Limited locomotive because it had some functionality issues and they didn't find out how to reset the decoder. So they just opted to pull out the Broadway Limited and replace it, I think, with soundtracks or lock sound. Needless to say, both Paragon 2 and Paragon 3, with the Mikados, with the Pacifics, to do a hard reset is the same way. So this is my recent purchase. This is Broadway Limited Paragon 2 Mikado, Light Mikado, and I never tried resetting the decoder to the CV8 to 8 to reset the decoder. I thought I'd use this opportunity to basically reset the whole thing to default to factory settings. So since Broadway Limited's videos that are out there on YouTube are 7 years old, maybe people aren't looking that deep into YouTube to try to do this reset, or maybe they just prefer to replace the decoder. But personally, as I said, I like Broadway Limited, so I'm going to show you how to reset it to factory defaults. So with both the Pacific and the Mikado, you basically hold on to the base of the tender and just give it a light pull up without doing too much damage. It should just unsnap. I got one side done. If I can just get, there we go. So it just pops off. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Nice and simple. So here's the decoder. Of course, this is DCC in sound, and you can do this with DCC, but I'd recommend you go to the Broadway Limited video and do this. I prefer the DC way of resetting it. It seems to be more controlled and whatnot. So find on the decoder board the reset button which is right here at the tip of my finger. And you hold it down. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, there it is. I'm holding it down. So you got to push relatively hard. It's a kind of a tough button to feel it to press. Keeping all of the wheels on the track. Turn on the DC power, and as you dial this up, you'll hear a chime, and that means it's reset. And there it is. So that must clear the memory, reset all the CVs to default, and now you can go ahead and reset all of the defaults you want. You want to change the bell, the horn, the whistle, whatever, speed match, whatever. Do it one more time. Push the reset button down. I'm just trying to keep all the wheels on the track, and dial up the power. There. And that's it. Nothing to it. With this one here, for some reason function 0 wasn't working. The light was on as soon as the track power went on. It did shut off with reverse, but I like the idea of being able to turn the light on when you're going forward or shutting it off when you're parked. Not automatic. I like the standard functionality. And there was a few other ways this was working that I'm not a fan of. So anyway, that's all it is for now. I'm basically going to put the shell back on, and that's it. It's operational now. So here I've reset the camera, and I'm just getting ready to do the final test on this locomotive with the reset decoder. So turn on the track power. It should be set to address 3. And let's start up some sounds. Turn on the headlight. Yeah, see, before I set this up, the headlight wouldn't come on until the train started going forward. I may suggest I might change that whistle. That's not my favorite. Alright, let's give it a go. So when it comes around, I'm going to dial it down to 0 to see how long it takes to stop. It had a lot more momentum on it before, which we can always program in. I like a little bit. And that's it. It works well. again, thanks for watching.